What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be talking about the new challenges in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM, which does guarantee yourself a 10 box. It is unsellable, as well as if you complete these cards, you do get some free gems of the game cards as well in Dennis Rodman, in Dale Ellis. Now, we're going to be talking about these, talking about whether they are worth you guys grinding or not. Now, as we dive further into this, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, make sure you guys do smash that subscribe button. So we're on the road towards 130,000 subscribers. Let's start with these guys, okay? First thing I want to talk about is the fact that they do have a dynamic duo. Now, I do believe, like, in here, I'm supposed to be able to look at the duo, but I don't think, since I have the cards, it shows up yet. First thing you need to know about Dale Ellis, again, he has a duo with Rodman, could be especially good for budget cards. 85 3-ball on the card, does come with some good shooting badges, so even for like offline modes, guys, Dale Ellis could be a really solid card to add to your squad, especially, again, knowing that they do have that duo. Rodman can play that small forward position, could be a really solid duo. Now, let's look at this Dennis Rodman real quick before, again, we hop into the challenges, specifically where we will see, you know, how hard the challenges are worth grinding. Look, I grind basically everything there is to grind on this game, but I also do realize, like, again, it does take a long time to grind a lot of these challenges, and a lot of people don't necessarily have all of the time in the world. So I'm obviously knowledgeable enough about that. Rodman here, you guys can see, comes with a 43 ball. Obviously, you got to hope the duo helps with that. Defensively doesn't look that great. Rebounding wise is okay, but does have some decent badges. So again, the duo I think could be okay, especially if you are balling on a budget. But even Dale Ellis by himself could, you know, be easy enough to complete challenges. Now, what do you have to do? You got to get 32 rebounds with Spurs players, score 15 points in a game with the Spurs player 3 times, score 10 points in the paint with a Heat player in a game, or Heat players in a game, make 9 3-pointers with a shooting guard in a game, 18 assists with a point guard in a game, 18 points in a game with a small forward 3 times, 50 dunks over multiple games, 5 double-doubles over multiple games, and 34 rebounds with centers. To be honest with you guys, this is going to be incredibly easy to do. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to assemble a lineup. As long as you have Spurs players, guys, this is going to be incredibly easy to do. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to assemble a lineup of Spurs players. So if you have Wembanyama, definitely use him, okay? Use him. I've got Tony Parker. He is going to be great to have on the court as well. And then I'm going to run this card as well, another Spurs player that should be able to lead me to some rebounds. And I think, is that Mamu, I think is his name. But then also, it's not only just the Spurs players, guys. There's a lot of other challenges within there. But again, I'm going to do this in domination. So these rebounds should be at least really easy to do. Score 15 points in a game with a Spurs player 3 times. I could easily do that with Tony Parker. 10 points in the paint with Heat players. So in the back of my mind, yes, like I'm primarily going to use Spurs players, but I do know I have to have a Heat player in here as well. So it is going to help if you do have, you know, some really solid cards, but like Tyler Hero, you can score points in the paint relatively easy, or it should be relatively easy in domination. So I'm going to plug him into the lineup as well, and it's not a ton of points. It's just 10 points in the paint. Then I need to make 9 3-pointers with a shooting guard in a game. Now, the nice part about it is, if you do look at Tony Parker, he does have shooting guard eligibility. Something else you might want to do is you might want to plug in a small forward that also does have shooting guard eligibility, just so you're making sure you are getting all of those challenges done. Heading further into these challenges, so far, easy. 18 assists with a point guard in a game should be easy enough in domination. The problem is, these are all pickup full lineups. So I'm talking about domination. Nope, you're going to have to go into a pickup game full lineup to get all of these things done. But at the same time, it is going to be relatively easy because you can combine these things. 18 points in a game with a small forward 3 times, 50 dunks over multiple games, 5 double-doubles over multiple games. I don't know if you can do more than 1 per game, but I'm going to try to do it like with Tony Parker as well as Victor Wembanyama in the same game. And then 34 rebounds with centers. Realistically, guys, I do believe if you do things right, you can get all of these things done in what, a couple of games? Genuinely, like, I don't think it's going to be super hard to get all these things done. And I feel like if you do grind these out, you're going to get super rewarded. Again, we'll see what this duo does end up looking like. I think it is pretty exciting. But also, again, this challenge or these challenges are going to take way less time than some of the other challenges that we have seen in the game. And I think it's for sure worth your time because obviously you don't have a great chance to pull a diamond out of these packs. Again, you've got 10 packs basically, and you have a 1.5% chance out of each and every one of those packs to pull a diamond. So your odds are not high. But if you do happen to pull a diamond out of this set, guys, you're looking at a guy that probably is going to play. As long as it's not Kenny Anderson, it's going to be a guy that for sure is going to play. So even the MT along the way, guys, it's helpful. I know it's not a ton, but it is helpful as well. So for me, that is what I am going to be focusing on today, is grinding all of these things. You do get Isaac Austin as well. We'll go over, talk about his card. Is his card, even worth getting? Is he, playable? All of those things. I do think it's important to talk about. I'm not obviously expecting the world out of Isaac Austin, but if he is a solid enough card that can obviously help your squad out, let's say a budget squad or even in like breakout, then, that is just more of a reason to grind that the game. But for me, I'm grinding it primarily for the 10 bucks. I hope the duo is good. And so at least maybe I can do like a video with it, something like that. But I don't necessarily expect too much out of the duo, and primarily I am grinding it for the 10 box primarily. Now I know I'm missing him somewhere in here, but it's hard for me to go through and find certain cards when they are in this hidden gem set. Just because I do believe, it's so spread out. 53 ball for Austin, decent speed, decent rebounding. Honestly, for an emerald, he's not bad. Like genuinely, for an emerald, that card can play and compete at a decently high level. So for me, I do think within an hour or two, you'll be able to get each and every one of these things done. The most important thing here is what lineup you run. Like genuinely, that's the most important thing here. You really want 10 points in the paint with Hero. After that, a lot of it's that double-double 18 assists with Tony Parker. And then really it's, scoring with shooting guards, doing all of these things. And the more that you can combine together, the quicker you are going to get things done. But I mean, again, I try to combine all of these things at once. Getting dunks is going to be super, super important and helpful as well. The nice part about this is, like, you don't have to do anything crazy. Again, you can hop into the here super casually and just play this and get it done. And again, you probably will have to go into I'm thinking like 3 games. It really depends if those double doubles can be combined or not. But within 3 games, you should be able to have most of these things done. And if after you get one of the challenges done, then you can focus more so on the other challenges within this as well. So my primary goal in this first game is to get 18 assists with Tony Parker, score those 10 points in the paint with Tyler Hero, and get 2 double doubles, one with Wemby, one with Tyler Hero. That is my primary goal in this first game. Now we'll see. Obviously, I don't know how easy this is going to be, especially the points in the paint with Tyler Hero. But I'm up against a team that's not very good either. So I guess I got that going for me. And every rebound I get is helpful, especially if it is with a Spurs player. So that's obviously the goal. Once I get these points in the paint with Hero, I feel like everything else should be relatively easy. I just believe this is going to be the hardest thing to get done, get accomplished. But points in the paint with Heat players, once that gets done, everything else should be relatively easy. Look, I know that you can complain that it is an unsellable 10 box, and I get it, but at least it's a 10 box. Like, that is a big time step in the right direction. Instead of just getting us a couple of deluxe packs, in which I've had absolutely no luck with, at least they are getting us a 10 box. And even if you don't pull anything great out of the 10 box, and I know it's unsellable, you might be able to pull some things that can, be sold, whether it's a prize ball, whether it is a jersey, any of those types of things could possibly end up helping your squad out. So that's just, some positivity with this as well. I do like the fact that every single day that content does drop, we are getting a free grind with it as well. I think that's super, super, super valuable, super, super helpful, especially if you are like me, balling on a budget and trying not to spend money on this game. There is a way to spend money, and obviously your squad's going to get way better, but there also is a way to grind this game, being no money spent. And I think that is so important and so valuable for people that do want to play this game, that there's just 2 ways to it. Obviously for me, I don't have the best team in the game, but I have a team that can go out there and compete. And after I grind these challenges, guys, we'll have a pack opening for you guys as well. A free pack opening. I know it's an unsellable pack opening, but that's fantastic, and I absolutely love it. So shout out to 2K. I am a fan of today's drop. You guys might complain that it's unsellable, and I get it. It is kind of annoying, but at least it is a 10 box. At least along the way, you get a couple of other cards to add to your collection as well. So for me, I'm not going to complain a whole ton about today's drop. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. I do believe it is 100% worth grinding, and I think within, an hour, for sure 2 hours, you should be able to get all of these challenges done, which is big time when it comes down to hopefully building your squad up. So that's kind of my approach to this, what I'm going to be grinding. You guys can let me know your thoughts. Are you guys going to be grinding this out or not? The quicker you guys can speed the game up, the more possessions you get in the game, the more rebounds you're going to get, the more assists you're going to get, just the more success you probably are going to have. And let me know your thoughts. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.